last season's championship success. And it wasn't long before normal service resumed in the East End of Glasgow. Jackie McNamara put the champions on their way with a stunning strike. The defender was also involved in Celtic's second, which was scored by Chris Sutton.
Name arrival before the Champions League deadline at the end of the month. Henri Camara started yesterday's game on the bench, but it was the flashing feet of Aidan McGeady which set up Jackie McNamara for a screamer of a strike to open the scoring. McNamara with an early contender for goal of the month from last season's Player of the Year. Well, Big John Hartson missed large chunks of the past 2 seasons, and all he wants is a run in the team to get proper match fitness and, it seems, sharpness as well. Well, don't think for 1 minute this Motherwell side were swept aside yesterday, because they definitely were not. Terry Butcher's young team made chances for themselves, and they were unfortunate not to grab an equaliser on a couple of occasions, including on this one from Alex Burns' header. Up at the other end though, Motherwell needed to have their wits about them as Celtic pressed for a second goal before half-time, and that's exactly why he was on the back post. After the break, Motherwell tried to find gaps behind the Celtic defence, but when they eventually got there, it was Yusufal Haran who got back to deny David Clarkson and concede the corner. When Celtic's second goal arrived, it emerged from an excellent passing move upfield and ended with a low cross into the 6-yard box from Thompson for Chris Sutton to latch onto. Lovely ball in from Thompson, Sutton with the finish. And the big striker went looking for a second a couple of minutes later, but this time the shot went wide. Motherwell boss Terry Butcher was full of praise afterwards for Celtic's Jackie McNamara in particular, and he conceded that going 2 goals down at Celtic Park is hardly a likely scenario for a Houdini-like escape. His players did retain their composure though, and the small Motherwell support couldn't have been too downbeat about this performance. Possibly their best chance of the match coming up here. Good play on the left-hand side, and the ball eventually finding its way into skipper Scott Leach. But he's denied by excellent Celtic defending. Before the end, Chris Sutton tried to bring Henri Camara into the game, and the loan signing's determination at least ensured that Alan Thompson got a shot in, which Gordon Marshall watched going comfortably over. Good effort, but no real danger. Well, this is where it looked to have gone horribly wrong for Stilian Petrov. The midfielder going over on his ankle and having to leave the field in the dying minutes. Concern on the bench, but as Sarah reported at the top of the show, Petrov should be back kicking a ball again this week. Painful to watch again and again. The stretcher was for a good reason at the time, but the player should be fine to face Kilmarnock on Saturday.